So I went to the Miami Bitcoin 2022 conference, and in this video, I'm gonna show you what it was all about. And I'll give you my honest opinion. So let's take a look at Miami Bitcoin 2022.
I'm gonna shut my mouth when you say what's on your mind. I can see the pain in your eyes. First I'm left, then I'm right. Don't know how to keep on calm.
Bitcoin is the largest cryptocurrency with the highest market cap. It's the one that everyone knows, even if they're not in crypto. Just a few years ago on my own channel, I discovered Bitcoin for the first time. In fact, you can watch that video up there and see my first experience using Bitcoin. Pretty much every crypto has pros and cons. And for me, one of the purposes of conferences like this in your industry is to have honest discussions. What is it that Bitcoin is doing really, really well? How can we keep that going? What is Bitcoin not doing so well? What can we do to change or fix that? So that was my expectation coming into the conference, a way to have an honest dialogue. And this is where my first disappointment of many comes from at the Bitcoin 2022 conference. But first, let's go back in time at Bitcoin 2022, having a coffee before going to the conference for the first time. Miami, I flew in. I'm here with my buddy Jake. You guys know Jake, maybe not.
Hi guys.
And maybe it's just me, but you know, we're sitting here, there's a guy with a Bitcoin t-shirt, BitStop, I don't know what that is. He's paying by credit card. And to me, there's something just weird about that. You know, coming to a Bitcoin conference in Miami, which is supposed to be the Bitcoin center of the world, and you're paying fiat. Is that not weird? But compare this to somewhere like St. Kitts, where you would never use a credit card. It would be insane to use one. And then you're here, and it's insane to use crypto. Got off the phone with someone in St. Bart's. We just got the largest club and the first nightclub in the island to start accepting cryptocurrency, Bitcoin Cash. All right, what's really cool is I'm gonna send this guy some Bitcoin Cash so he can experience it himself. I'm gonna send him 10 US dollars, creates a link, and then I can just send it to him on WhatsApp. So there we go. Now he has the money on his phone and he could use it at his own business now. Pretty cool. That's how easy it is. Do you take Bitcoin here?
No, we don't.
Okay. No? Okay. Thank you. I'll just pay by card then. Cafe and hotel, but we're literally across the street from the Bitcoin convention. And as we're walking, I haven't seen one sticker, one Bitcoin accepted here sticker. Excuse me? Do you take Bitcoin? Do you take Bitcoin? No?
Just credit card, cash, or
Okay, okay. Back to the credit card life. All right, so you'll never guess what happened. I'm here at Bitcoin Miami for this video, and Mario Gomez. Now, if you don't recognize him, you have heard of him. So he was the guy in El Salvador who was arrested after criticizing Bitcoin. And we had spoke in El Salvador, but there was internet problems, and it was hard for us to be able to connect, and things got really busy after that. But turns out he's here at Bitcoin Miami. Now the reason that's so funny is because Bukele, the president of El Salvador, is supposed to be here. I don't know if it's in person or otherwise, but you know, he's walking around. And what's so funny is all these people at BTC Miami are talking about how Bitcoin brings freedom to people and brings freedom to people all over the world and gives them opportunity. And what's happening in El Salvador is giving citizens there more freedoms. And then here's the guy who was arrested.
Yeah. For criticizing Bitcoin, essentially.
Right. So he shows up, it's like, well, kind of,
I'm like the living example of what's wrong with Bitcoin. Or at least with the people that is promoting it.
Right.
Back there in El Salvador.
Right, in El Salvador. So, I don't know, I think there's some poetic justice in it. He obviously has a sense of humor to show up, because, you know, people could be angry about it.
Of course, I'm not angry at all.
We got more Bitcoin people versus the world. Yeah, so we got all the Bitcoin people here. I don't know who they are. They're probably working for some company. So he messaged me. He's like, I'm here. So
It was a surprise for you.
Oh yeah. What the hell? I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, that was the idea, a surprise for all the Bitcoiners around.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So the big question is, has anyone recognized you yet?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm on their magazine.
Yeah.
You remember that
Oh, I
they
know.
put me on the magazine, but I don't think they will recognize me. I'm just a random guy from El Salvador.
Yeah. So I like want to be able to capture the moment that like someone recognizes him, especially like if Nayib Bukele's here and recognizes him. I want to be able to capture
That will be fun. I mean.
All right, well, we got to go this way.
Okay, yeah.
He's going that way. All right,
Yeah,
man.
so see you later.
See you around.
Bye, guys.
All right, so, I don't know, that's probably the most funny thing I've ever seen in my life, that he of all people is here. What are the chances of that? Do you guys take Bitcoin or
I think we do. We'll do Bitcoin on Bitcoin, right? Tomorrow.
tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
potentially.
Tomorrow we are.
Okay, tomorrow.
Yeah, we're just waiting to make an announcement.
Okay, so I'll come back to Gar if I want to grab one.
cool.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I called Mario back and said, hey, we got to do a photo together to post on Twitter or something like that. And behind us is a magazine you've been in, Bitcoin magazine, and the volcano here, which is inspired by El Salvador.
That's what I think.
That's what I mean. What else? It's like some Hawaiian. Anyway, so this is going to be where we take our photo to post on Twitter, and we're going to see like how many people kind of get the joke. I think that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I think so. let's see what happens. They put me and other people that is opposing Bitcoin on the other side of the illustration, like showing we are like the bad guys. It was like,
So
come on, guys.
I just tweeted a picture of Mario in front of the Bitcoin magazine people and tagged the Bitcoin magazine people.
They feature me like the bad guy.
Yeah.
Working for like some kind of obscure force,
Right.
or something
George
like that.
Soros.
Yeah, but it's fine. I mean,
Here's the bad guy. Where'd Jake go?
I'm the bad guy
He's the bad
here
guy.
in the middle of the Bitcoiners.
That's funny. So right off the bat, we have two really big negatives of the Bitcoin 2022 conference. The first, you already know, Mario Gomez was a guy who was arrested for criticizing Bitcoin. And yet people at the conference are celebrating Nayib. People genuinely believe that he's a hero. When you walk through the Bitcoin conference, you see people wearing t-shirts that says Bitcoin is freedom. And yet at the same conference, there's a booth by El Salvador and people are cheering and excited for a very troubled man, Nayib Bukele, to come and lead the way at their conference. It's really upsetting. Another thing that was disappointing, as you saw, was Cash App. So Cash App is pretty much the primary sponsor of the entire event. They weren't using Bitcoin. They weren't even using Lightning or PayPal, Strike, or even Cash App, their own app, to sell their merchandise. As the biggest sponsor of the event, the answer I got is they would potentially take it the next day of their 3-day conference. Behind them, by the way, stood the volcano, referencing El Salvador. Just another kick in the teeth for anyone who truly believes in the mission of Bitcoin. People who do believe in things like freedom. So these are all the mining rigs, right? Do you guys take Bitcoin to buy the mining rigs, or?
Oh, let me verify, but I don't think we do.
Okay.
The time being, but
Hello. And do you take Bitcoin or just?
Bitcoin.
Yeah. Do you take Bitcoin to buy the equipment?
Oh yes.
Yes?
We take that.
Great.
USDT, Bitcoin, we take that.
Perfect. Hello.
Hello there, how are you?
Do you guys accept cryptocurrency as payment, or how do you? Okay.
Absolutely.
Great. Good.
So
after walking through the convention center, which was divided in half, they had what was called the Frontier, which were small independent merchants that were selling their stuff. And then they had, I forget what the other section was called, but it's where the big people were, right? Cash App, all of the big booths. Now the Frontier, I loved. I thought it was actually really great. Now the Frontier side I actually really loved. All of them were just independent merchants showing the potential of Bitcoin as commerce, which I think Bitcoin is a better means of commerce than, let's say, the US dollar. There's a guy selling jewelry, which was awesome. I wish I wore jewelry because I would buy it from him. You can pay with cryptocurrency. Bitcoin accepting jewelry store.
Yes.
Awesome.
That's exactly it.
That's awesome. Do you accept just Bitcoin, or do you do any kind of cryptos? Or?
I can only really talk about the Bitcoin stuff here.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'm actually at one of the booths too, and they said the same thing to me.
Yeah.
I hope it does well.
Me too.
Yeah, I
Me
mean,
too.
it looks stunning.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
There was artists. There was a guy selling panties, Bitcoin panties. I thought were pretty cool. I actually bought a pair. That's awesome. Yeah, and obviously you accept Bitcoin, which would, you know, that's great.
Yes. But there is one
They're
left
panties. They're panties. They're panties. They're panties.
Okay. You got Lightning or
Swag. I got BTC. Is that okay?
Yeah, on chain. There you go.
32.
Yeah. So it's a 10% discount for using Bitcoin. So that's right.
Done.
Yeah, so it'll come in soon. It's a bit, it's going to take a bit for
Cool.
on chain, but it should be done. Yeah. Perfect.
Awesome, man. Hey, thanks so much. Great. Perfect. All right. All these people were entrepreneurs, forward thinkers. I'm with it. I thought that was awesome. That's definitely one of the positives of this year's Bitcoin conference, which is there were people there who were selling stuff for Bitcoin. There's even a guy giving haircuts. You gotta admit, that's pretty cool. El Salvador had a booth there, but it was basically just selling property. It was a realtor, more or less. There were a lot of mining companies there, selling ASICs miners and things of that nature, and a lot of them did not take crypto, which I thought was kind of sad. At the Monero convention, everyone was accepting Monero. It makes sense that at the Bitcoin convention, you'd expect everyone to accept Bitcoin, and frankly, most weren't. Cash App and a lot of the miners were not accepting Bitcoin. Like, come on, guys, really? The independent people in the frontier were. That is a plus, but a huge negative. In my opinion, you shouldn't even allow people to pay with USD to come to your convention, let alone have merchants there that are selling stuff that you can't pay in Bitcoin. There were a lot of mining companies there, selling ASICs miners and things of that nature, and a lot of them did not take crypto, which I thought was kind of sad. At the Monero convention, everyone was accepting Monero. It makes sense that at the Bitcoin convention, you'd expect everyone to accept Bitcoin, and frankly, most weren't. Cash App and a lot of the miners were not accepting Bitcoin. Like, come on, guys, really? The independent people in the frontier were. That is a plus, but a huge negative. In my opinion, you shouldn't even allow people to pay with USD to come to your convention, let alone have merchants there that are selling stuff that you can't pay in Bitcoin. I've kind of mentioned it already, but a conference should be a way for people who are passionate and dedicated to a certain subject matter to sit down and say, hey, what is this thing doing really well? And how can we make sure it keeps doing that? What is this thing not doing so well? And what can we do to correct that? This is not something that you can do online. This needs to be face-to-face. This was not the point of the Bitcoin convention. People that rented booths were explicitly warned that if they discussed any other cryptocurrency, they would be removed from the event. There is no open conversation. There was no panel on what Bitcoin is doing wrong and what it could do better. There was no discussion. Now, this isn't a criticism of Bitcoin. I think for Bitcoin to be successful, we need to have tough conversations. We can't silence people. And that's what happened at the Bitcoin conference. In fact, my friend Jake, who was there, who's a big NFT guy, not a big fan of NFTs myself, but he was having a private conversation with someone else at the event over Ethereum and NFTs, and he was warned by one of the volunteer staff members to stop or there's going to be consequences. Meanwhile, remember, the Monero convention was going on, and at the Monero convention, there's open debate. There was discussion of Monero versus other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, comparing it to see what Monero could do better. And for me, that is the point of a conference. The thing is, though, with the Bitcoin conference, it got too big. That's what I think. It got too big, and now it's simply marketing.
Yeah, it's interesting that it's not coming, because I was thinking that maybe the reason why he was interested in participating on the Bitcoin conference is because he can sell directly the bonds to the whales. I mean, that could be a bit reason to be here, but now that he's canceling his speech, I don't know what they are going to present. But yeah, it's a very good question. Why they keep delaying this? And probably the reason why he is not appearing in front of the Bitcoiners is because they are not able to release them yet.
Yeah.
So without the Bitcoin bonds, what else they have to present to the Bitcoiners? That's the thing.
They had 4 towers apparently.
Wow, but you know, we are in Miami, so.
So one of the things that's pretty funny right now is I'm at the Bitcoin 2022 conference. The attention down here, look, there's a thing there. With all the attention down here of the speakers and all the stuff going on, it's me. That's the face of Bitcoin Miami in El Salvador. So funny. Another thing about the conference which was weird, when I went down there, my original video, this video you're watching, was gonna be me not going into the conference, but me going to every business around the conference and checking how many of them actually use Bitcoin. Because it'd be an interesting video to see, hey, you know, they're picking Miami, they could put the conference anywhere. And the whole point of Bitcoin is to be the new money of the world. So you'd want the conference. But what I found when I tried to start making this video is that literally no one accepted Bitcoin around the conference at all. In fact, Jack Mallard did a tweet showing him using Bitcoin at a little convenience store. And it turns out that it was staged.
We're in sunny Chicago. We're gonna walk into a grocery store and buy some Coke over Tor. A card network is not gonna process this transaction. Bitcoin's open monetary network is gonna process this transaction. Let's go! Hello.
Hey.
Can I check out each of these separately? Sure. I'll do the Coke first. Let's buy some Coke over Tor, ladies and gentlemen. Boom. Open payment standard. This grocery store is showing an open payment standard to receive dollars in their cash register. I could use any Lightning wallet I want. I'm gonna go with Zap, which is connected to my Lightning node running over Tor at my house. So I simply hit send, scan the QR code, confirm by entering my PIN, and Bitcoin is leaving my node over Tor as dollars enter her cash register. Boom. I'll go with the peanuts next.
It wasn't real. The convenience store wasn't actually accepting it. They just booked and rented out the place and staged a video. I mean, for me, that's so lame. It's so pathetic that it was hard to believe that that was the case, and it was because people went there to check. It's like, come on, man. Anyway, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. I do weekly beginner-friendly crypto videos. I talk about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin Cash, Monero, Doge, Shiba, a whole bunch of different stuff. Very beginner-friendly, very easy to understand, very real world. I like to go out and actually experience and use cryptocurrency like currency, right? That's sort of the point. Be sure to subscribe and follow if you want to see more videos like this. If you are at the Bitcoin conference, let me know in the comments below. Tell me, not just for engagement reasons, I'm genuinely curious who else went to the conference and what your experience was. See you guys next time.